We want to share some exciting things we've seen on Frontier with their Go Wild Pass.
They've been making some little changes here and there, which is nice, instead of just throwing it out there and leaving it out there for a while.
Yeah.
We're Rich and Robin,
And these are our midlife adventures.
living in and out of our midlife van.
With the Frontier Go Wild Pass, you are limited to booking domestic flights 24 hours in advance and international flights 10 days in advance. Domestic tickets are typically $15 for nonstop and about $30 for connecting flights with a layover.
There's been customers that have been concerned about, okay, I want to book my flight out, but I also want to have the assurance I can get back home and get to work. And so can I do a round trip? And can I, book that return flight when I book my outbound?
Right. So we're retired and have a flexible schedule, so it's been fine for us. But other people that aren't so flexible have been concerned with their passes.
Yeah, and how are they going to get home?
So we discovered the other day when we were just looking at future flights,
even on the outbound,
not to book,
Yeah.
but just to see, does Frontier fly there? How would we get there? Kind of some future planning.
What are the connections and everything?
We saw that we could book something
Outside the 24-hour window.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of cool, and it's kind of weird because some of the prices are higher than the den.
I think so far I only found one that was higher than a normal price, but it was kind of odd. But what I was looking at was September going to New York.
Yeah.
And I found we could get there for $49 each.
And so it's not the $15 or the $30.
It would have been $30 because from California, there's no nonstop to New York.
But it is nice to have the option and the assurance of that, you know what, let's go ahead and book it now.
Right.
Pay just that little bit extra.
$19 more.
I know, exactly.
One way
so
per
it is
person
nice
to get there. It would be really nice. By changing our departure airport to another close to our home, we were able to find a future flight for only $9 more per person than waiting and booking 24 hours before the flight. And with easier return flights from New York for just $14 more return than if we waited to book before we returned from New York. And we always suggest don't do round trip. Yeah, you want to come back, but do two one-ways.
Yeah.
There's no price difference.
Well, I think,
and you don't want to be committed to like trying to fix your return flight
with one locator number and stuff.
Yeah.
So historically, larger mainstream airlines have always, you had to pay a penalty if you did two one-ways.
Right.
And so it was always cost effective if you did a round trip. Southwest, a lot of these budget ones, there's no benefit by making a round trip. You don't get any cost savings. So it is always best to do two one-ways.
In booking two one-way trips to New York and back a month from now, we could do that for $38 a person more round trip. So
because of the 19 and 19.
Because right now, we don't even know, they've made no announcement that they're letting you book in advance for a little bit more.
It may go away tomorrow.
We don't know.
So this video may be outdated by the time you see it.
Right. So it's exciting, though, that we could plan a trip in 1 month from now and only pay $38 a person more round trip.
Yeah, and you see on Facebook discussion group, there are some people that are kind of upset by it because they're like, hey, what happened to my $15 flights? Why do I have to pay more? And so you still can do the $15
you just
flights.
Have to wait
you just have
the day
to
before.
do it within the 24-hour window.
But if you want a little more security, what's $38 round trip for a little more security?
So it does give us a little bit more use of our annual pass,
right.
As opposed to kind of wait until
we could
the last
do a little
minute,
planning now instead of
and without having to pay full price.
Right.
So.
And so the other thing that we saw is now they offer a monthly pass.
Yeah. So
what's interesting is they say it's $0 for the first month, but you have to pay a $49
enrollment fee, and
then it's how much a month after that?
$149. So then $149 a month after that. So originally, I think the Go Wild one back in November last year
when we bought
ours. That started in May, but really started in April. It was an annual pass. That's what they came out with. It was $5.99, and then kind of kept on going up depending on when you bought it.
And then they did the summer.
But then they said there's so so much, hoopla around it. And then there's also requests saying, hey, I don't, I'm a teacher, or my kids are in school. I really don't want to pay for the whole year. All I want to do is the summer. So they come out with the summer pass. And that went so well. Then they did the fall winter pass, and so.
And now the monthly pass. So if you want to try the Go Wild pass, I mean, the month.
So you can really try it for $50.
Yeah.
So you can try it for 1 month, $50. Give it a try, see what you can fly, and then cancel. But if you are interested, then you may want to do an annual or a seasonal one instead of the $150 a month.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's good.
So it'll be interesting to see when our pass comes up for renewal in May.
How much it's going to be?
They're saying it's going to be $2,000. I don't think we'll pay that per person.
I think that's their MSRP.
So if they give us a deal, we might renew because we have not had a problem. We've had no cancellation flights. Our biggest delay was our very last flight. A few days ago, coming back from Vegas, it was like
3 hours,
2.5 hour delay.
But it still went.
And another reason that's not too bad for us, besides our flexibility, is we have lounge access.
Yeah, so we have priority pass.
If you are interested in getting extra miles to use on hotels when you're maybe delayed, or have an overnight layover like we've had, or if you want extra miles to go on other airlines, click on the link below and get one of these credit cards that has a bonus for signing up and spending so much money.
All those miles and points, but then also you also get priority pass too.
Right.
So you get priority pass with some of these credit cards we're talking about, and
to get
which has
lounge
been really
access.
Nice. We can go into the lounge.
Yeah.
Actually, what we did in Dallas, right? We went to 5 different lounges, because we were also flying on American Airlines, so we were able to take advantage of that.
We were going over to Europe, and we had to go through Dallas, and we had a 5-hour layover, and we took advantage, and we went to 5 lounges.
But most of the time when we're at an airport, we'll try at least 2 lounges.
1 or 2 if we have availability.
If we have the time, and with the credit card below, it's unlimited priority pass.
Right.
Some of the other credit cards you have to do.
Yeah, one of them below is unlimited. The other one below is like 10 a year.
Yeah, 10 a year.
So and it's a less annual fee.
Yeah, so you have to weigh that
the out-of-pocket is a little less.
Yeah, but even at the bare minimum, too, if you don't even have any of these credit cards or priority pass, you can actually walk in. I think it's like $35 or $40, to be able to use.
It depends on the lounge, You
get food. The food's not really the best. It's not usually a large selection.
But if you're going to spend $20 for food in an airport, you might as well do it in a quiet lounge.
If you're going to spend $10 or $15 on a beer, and you want 2 or 3 beers, then you can get,
Yeah, almost every lounge has had free beer.
Yes.
Might not be the highest priority beer for you.
And some of them you can pay for like an upgrade or so to another beer. But it's been nice instead of just sitting at the gate, to be able to do
another little tip that we like to use is lounges.
Yeah. So it's just a nice way to get away.
Anything else on the Go Wild Pass? We're just finding out, there's no announcements being made on this. We don't know how long, like we said, the monthly free, we don't know how long that's going to last. Yeah, we don't know how long this future booking's going to last.
And honestly, and I think I said this in one of the other videos, when we bought the annual pass, there was uncertainty if Frontier was going to be in business. Right. And they've been doing good. So I think this has really been a good boost for them. They're recognizing that, and they're trying to just juggle around, where's that sweet spot to
and now other airlines are doing these passes also.
Yeah,
so it's not just Frontier.
Yeah, it's nice to see that.
But stay tuned and check out the next video that's coming up in a couple days.
What do we got?
And it's what we did on our first Frontier Go Wild flight when we went to the East Coast.
Yes.
And so our next video will be a day layover in Philadelphia and what we did.
Which was pretty cool.
Right before we went to Charleston.
Yeah. And Savannah.
Uh-huh.